Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, look, we're going to discuss why in the hell would MAGA think they could visit an HBCU and leave out of there thinking, oh, yeah, I can say whatever I want on my mind here and I can get away with it. Yeah, right. It's funny because two conservative influencers, I don't know who they are, but they're, ever since the passing of Charlie Kirk, you see a large amount of young conservatives going around different universities to continue Charlie Kirk's legacy in having open debates, right? Which is nothing wrong with that. But it's interesting because these two individuals, first of all, they said they didn't even know they were at a HBCU, which that speaks a lot because you know exactly when you're on an HBCU. You know, regardless of your race, you know when you're on an HBCU. So take that out the picture. Two, it's just what I love to see is educated young brothers and sisters out there pressing them with facts, pressing them with knowledge that they did not know. They're like, okay, wait a minute, this XYZ, and they're against the corner. They're like, wait, well, let me get a word in. It's just no. You have to earn to step foot on an HBCU, historically black college or university. You have to earn that. In addition to that, NFL legend Tony Gonzalez had some harsh words for NFL quarterback, New York Giants quarterback, Russell Wilson, who, for one, Russell has been on the struggle bus, I will say, in the past few seasons, maybe 3-4 years. He has been kind of on the struggle bus in his career. And so we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about why would Tony Gonzalez criticize Russell Wilson? Oh, we're going to talk about it because he brings up some points. He brings up some valid points. And also, too, we're going to talk about these elections, these midterms, because there's big elections happening right now. And you probably have early voting happening in your selected areas, and you have school board, you have council, sheriff, your state races, governor's races, you name it. There's important elections happening as we speak, and the big question is, can Republicans maintain those new members of the Republican voting squad? I didn't say new members of the Republican Party. I'm talking about those who leaned Republican in the last elections. Let's see if they can keep those votes going. Specifically black voters, because if y'all can recall, Donald Trump doubled his number of black voters in the recent election. Now, it wasn't a large number by all means. Kamala Harris won the majority of the black vote, men and women. But Donald Trump increased in the black vote. And this is like, how in the world could this happen? And I've spoken with different groups. I've spoken with individuals, folks, friends and family who have said, yeah, I voted for Trump. Or I know an individual, a friend of mine, a person of color, who voted for Trump multiple times. And a lot of folks are saying, I can understand if you vote for the first year, but how the hell do you vote multiple times for this guy? So we're going to discuss it. There's an article from Politico. I'm gonna share with you all later on the program. And so we got a lot to discuss here on the Arrington Gavin Show. As always, thank you so much for taking 1 hour of your time to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your homie, your friend, Arrington Gavin, coming to you on this wonderful evening. For those who happen to be streaming us on our YouTube channel, the Arrington Gavin Show, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. Want to keep that momentum going. Want to please give us a thumbs up as well. That helps with the algorithm. We want to grow our viewers. We want to grow our subscribers. We want to continue to spread just great conversation. There's no side, no agenda. My agenda is positive narrative and just positive conversation, changing the narrative. Because in what you see now on your TV screens is the whole back and forth. You seeing folks choose either the left or the right. Look, I'm right there center. I have folks from all sides of the aisle on this program, and I'm honored to have them on there. And we have in-depth conversation, but most of all, we have informed conversation where each of us can learn from each other. And you, the listeners, we want you guys to learn from these conversations, because you're not getting that bipartisan narrative. You're getting either one side or the other. And my friends, that's not going to help at all in our society. It's not going to help if you continue to spew out Republican talking points. It's not going to help if you can continue to spew out liberal talking points. You got to have balance. You got to have balance. You got to have bipartisan. And look, I've said many times, I'm socially liberal. I'm fiscally conservative. I got a lot of conservative views. I got a lot of liberal views. But at the end of the day, I think both sides, in my opinion, I don't trust them. Doesn't mean there's great people that are in the Democratic Party. Doesn't mean there's not good people that are in the Republican Party. But the elites as a whole, the mission, to me, it's a untrustworthy mission, in my opinion. In my opinion. So we're gonna keep on giving it to you unfiltered, no holds bars here. As I mentioned earlier, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. In addition to streaming us on YouTube, you can also stream us on Goatverse TV. That's right, Goatverse TV. Do me a favor, you can download the app. It's free. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. And then if you prefer to just listen to us audio only, you can listen to the Arrington Gavin Show. We're available on all major podcast platforms. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can search the Arrington Gavin Show. You'll find us right there and have a good time tuning in to the show. And then also you can check us out on the radio airways. We happen to be in a couple of radio affiliates. First one is in the New Orleans area. You probably listen to us right now on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune in weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time, only on, again, WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about, to the Arrington Gavin Show. Then we're going to move it on to the Metro Atlanta region, to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so let's see, did I forget anything else? Oh, and also, y'all, if y'all love to contact me, send me some topics that you would love to hear, because I'm all ears. I'm all ears. If you have a story that you would love to for me to share, or if you have a story and you would love to be a guest on the show, hey, you can contact me. All you have to do is just visit our website, www.theagshow.com. As you see, for those who are watching, I have a QR code right here in this corner. If you hit that QR code, it will lead you straight to the website. And so again, that website is www.theag, A as in Apple, G as in George, show.com. All right, my friends. Look, I don't have a fun fact for you today, but I kind of gotta vent with y'all. So I am in the process of getting some renovations done in my office. I've actually I'm opening up a new business, and I got the office under construction, renovation, and all that great stuff. It's looking beautiful. Each and every day I see some more and more progress. And so there was a bit of a miss up, and I'll put it just let me use just kind of to make a long story short. Young people and just folks in general, please stop being stupid and pushing away your blessings. And you're probably saying, Arrington, what are you talking about? What I'm saying is, in a place of business, if you let your temper overtake everything and your temper is shown publicly in front of your basically your clients and the folks that are going to be paying you for a job, if you have any form of frustration, any form of temper, or vice versa, please go, excuse yourself, let it all out, and come back and keep it moving. See, the thing is, the devil wants you to lose. Okay, he wants to take over. He wants to see you angry. He wants to see you act out of character. Y'all, as an entrepreneur, there's moments where I just give up. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want my phone to ring. And I have my moments. There's dry periods. There's massive money rolling periods. There's moments where you just want to give up, and you could just say, F this, F that. You could just lose your mind. But then you have to tell yourself, man, I got clothes on my back. I got a roof over my head. I'm breathing for what I'm breathing. You got to think of the blessings that you have right now and keep it moving. Keep it moving forward. Let all that BS, man, let that stay behind you and keep moving forward. Stay consistent. Continue the job. Continue to fight. In order to be successful, y'all got to fall. We all fall. You can't, there's no such thing as an easy pathway to success. If that's the case, man, why even try? Why even attempt to work hard? Why even work hard to build positive customer service? Why even work hard to have great reviews on online or things like that? No. Life ain't easy. Life is not easy. And for you young folks out there who think you know everything and want to let your attitude take over everything and ignore listening to great advice from folks who's done it before you, that's on you. But don't expect that it doesn't come with a price. And I say young people, this man, I know folks, grown folks. I know people over 40 that don't have their ish together. You know what I mean? And it's a shame. It's a shame because you know what they're capable of doing. Yet they choose to rely on, I don't want to, I'm gonna get up at when I want to get up. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do and this and that and the other. I ain't gonna do this and that because I don't want a boss telling me this. And I'm like, what? No, y'all, we gotta do better. We gotta do better as a society, and we gotta take our heads all out of social media. Stop comparing your story to a public figure. It's like it's stupid. It's stupid. That's my 2 cents. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break, y'all. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs. and we're going to bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new Gold Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Look, let's start off first by discussing our fearless leader. I'm sorry. President 47 apparently wants to remove American history. And you probably say, Arrington, what are you American history? What is he doing now? What now, Donald? What now? Well, apparently it says here national parks to remove exhibit of famed photograph showing former slaves scarred back. This is reported by The Independent. Let me go ahead and, for those who are watching, let me bring up a graphic here. So there you go. So let me go ahead. Okay, so in 1863, at the height of the Civil War, two Baton Rouge photographers captured an image of a former slave's horrifically scarred back that shocked white Americans across the Union. Now, that photo is among dozens of exhibits about slavery at several national parks, which have reportedly been ordered removed by the Trump administration. Now, here's where I always, this is one of my just pet peeves about this administration, about Trump, about, just folks on the right that is always trying to dodge American history. And you see why specifically I say American history and not always Black history. It is Black history, but at the end of the day, Black history is American history, y'all. Okay, let me say it one more time for the folks in the back that didn't hear me. Black history is American history. See, this administration continues to push the notion that Black history isn't really a part of American history, because if it was so, it will be taught in schools. Now, we already know about the state of Florida and DeSantis and his crazy self. He's already removing books, anything that relates to that discusses slaves, that extends the conversation about it, because we don't want our children that are non-African American children to feel bad and feel like they're at fault of this and that. And they're like, who says that? Who says they're the ones to blame? They're not. You know why? Because they weren't there. Telling the truth is not easy. So you're saying every time we learn about history, it should be, oh wow, Jesus, I'm smiling, I'm so happy. No, they need to know the good and the bad. You hear me? They need to know the good and the bad. Each and every day, you learn something new. You learn something new. It is so important, y'all, to have a close friend outside of your race. And I cherish those relationships. I love having friends that are raised in Hispanic culture, or in an Asian American culture, or Native American culture. One of my learning anything, you name it, having white friends. I love having white friends. I love having friends of all nationalities and ethnicities and different cultures. Why? Because the world we live in is a melting pot. It's so many religious beliefs, so many different cultures. You need to be friends with folks from the LGBTQ plus community. You need to be friends with straight people. You need to be friends with everybody. Because that's how you continue to learn. That continues to strengthen your mind, and also just makes you even prouder. Because see, the more you know, the more you grow. Okay. What this administration, for me, what I'm seeing is that they're trying to make sure you know only one side and not the full story. You hear me? So, according to the Washington Post, National Park Service officials have taken exceptions to various signs and displays at the Harper's Ferry National Historic Park in West Virginia and George Washington's old house in Philadelphia, where the first United States president kept 9 slaves. All were deemed to violate Trump's executive order on restoring truth and sanity to American history, which ordered the Interior Department to purge national monuments and historic sites of any content that inappropriately disbars American past or living. Now, here's the thing. This goes way, way, way back, because remember the issues with the Confederate statues, right? Oh, that raised so much hell. You saw the riot in Charlottesville because of that. There's still small areas, small towns within the nation that is still just now removing some Confederate statues, or have not even removed them because of whoever's in leadership. And it's important, right? Because if you talk with a person of color about, hey, what's your take on the Confederate statues? They're like, I think they do need to take it down. If you talk to somebody not of non-code, they're like, well, it's a part of our history. Why do we need to take it down? Why does this? And that's the problem. You have to really, really understand in detail wise, because I'm like, here's the thing. Going to a city, visiting city where a statue is is as large as every single building, and that's like your entrance getting into the area. Why does that doesn't make the town comfortable for folks that are a person of color, or just anybody that thinks like, wait a minute, do you know what this man stood for? Do you know what this individual stood for? Now, personally, I'm like, hey, look, if you want to have it in a museum, go ahead, but don't have it out in the open to the form of like it's getting praised amongst the public. That's my 2 cents. But let me fast, because I'm getting sidetracked off here. So the order accused the Biden administration of indulging a coercive ideology that sought to cast the U.S. as inherently racist, sexist, oppressive, or otherwise irredeemably flawed. I would say this. We have a lot of flaws. We have a lot of flaws. And it's so funny because you have folks that says, you're saying that we're sexist. We're not. So then why are women not getting a fair pay wage? Why are they still fighting for fair pay? Interesting. Okay. This world is not uh inherently racist. I don't go out saying this world we live in is a racist country. I'm not. No, I'm not. I will never say that. Now, does racism exist in this country? Very much so. Does it need to be put to an end because it's a form of hate speech? Absolutely. But you also need to realize that stretches out outside of just southern areas where folks call you outside of your name. Oh no. That happens in the workplace. That happens in corporate America. That happens all over. Having pictures, monuments like this, here's the thing. You literally have an administration trying to put an end to the African American Museum. Literally. And my wife and I had the opportunity to visit the African American Museum, and it was so breathtaking. There were moments, because here's the thing, there were stuff that I didn't even know. As a black man, I wasn't aware of this, but I was happy that I got there because I got to learn. Just like so many other folks, you go to museums to do what? To learn about history. You don't go there and say, oh, they need to just tear this place down. This is disrespectful. This makes me feel bad as a what? Who thinks that in their God-given mind? Who thinks that? We didn't even finish the full museum. That's how amazing it was. And they had some deep things that, I mean, for folks that were before us, for my grandparents to probably see this, man, they're probably like, oh my goodness, it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. And see, I used to be frustrated. I wasn't frustrated, but I'll be honest. When it comes to civil rights movies, I can see maybe but like a 1 to 2 a year. I can't continue to see because it makes me frustrated just watching, right? It makes me frustrated seeing how my ancestors were treated, right? But at the end of the day, I understand why they continue to recycle certain films, because there's tons of stories. There's more and more stories that need to be shared. But you have to prepare the next generation, right? The next generation. The Post reported that these orders were being interpreted broadly to include information on racism, sexism, slavery, gay rights, or persecution of indigenous people, citing anonymous inside sources and leaked documents. Now, the spokesperson of the Department of the Interior told The Independent, the Washington Post continues to rely on anonymous sources and unverified claims to drive a false narrative. We caution against reporting on false claims that are not grounded to verified facts. Now, in accordance in the Secretary's Order number 3431, restoring truth and sanity in American history, all interpretive signage in national parks is under review. Why? Why is it even under review? See, the fact that y'all wasting time doing that, to me, says a lot. Rather than truly focusing on the American people and the everyday issues, because last time I checked, didn't this administration say he's going to go after the costs of everything being so high? We're going to bring the cost down. We're going to make it more affordable again. We're going to make America great again. Why hasn't that happened? Why has that happened? Interesting. But yet we see an administration that continues to talk about TV ratings and calling out media personalities and worrying about who's going to be fired or canceled next. This is not a freaking reality show, Donald. This is not The Apprentice. You're dealing with folks' lives. You're dealing with families. You're dealing with Americans. You're dealing with folks that actually, took a chance on you and voted for you. Yet you care about one side and not the American people. And I know this because you know what? A person that would really look out for both sides would not have blatantly just said the reason for the death of Charlie Kirk is because of the left, the radical left. You get on Fox News and say, well, the radical right, their job, they speak on, this, fair that. They never speak about the violence. Oh, that's on the left. That's on the left. Y'all, we need prayer. We need prayer. So, for those who So it says here, okay, in the latest of long series of erasures by the Trump administration, which has seen famous Black, Hispanic, and female veterans removed from official military history websites, although some were later restored, the word transgender scrubbed from the Stonewall National Monument in New York City. Meanwhile, Trump himself has inveighed against the Smithsonian Institution and even oh my god, so now this guy's going after museums. Oh geez, what a stud, I tell you, what a stud. He's going after the Smithsonian museums and even against specific paintings of himself hung in official buildings. Now, y'all remember a while back I showed you where, because he like removed Obama's photo into another part and adding more pictures of him, and it's just it almost threw up a little bit and almost threw up there. It's disgusting. Look, I've been in a as a kid, when I was a kid, I was on a band trip and I went to a private Christian school, private conservative school. I will say it was a conservative school. And we had the opportunity to perform in Trump Towers in Chicago. Yeah, I was in high school, got to perform in Chicago. And first thing, and this is where I knew of Donald Trump. And the only thing I knew was that, hey, he's famous, he's rich. That's all I know. That was all I knew. I did not at the time watch this Apprentice. I think I watched Apprentice when I got a little older, but I was not aware really who Donald Trump was. And so when you get there, first thing you realize, like, his name is everywhere. It's gold, and his name is everywhere to the point I'm like, isn't it a bit over the top? Trump this, Trump that, Trump that, Trump this, Trump that. Like, it was too much. It was too much. And since then, I'm like, give it the creeps. It's just weird. It's just weird. And now the older I got, I'm like, young me was trying to keep you. They were trying to prepare me. They were trying to prepare me for this. So the Smithsonian Institute, he's in vain against the Smithsonian institutions and even against specific paintings of himself. I said that already, while putting a MAGA loyalist in charge of the Kennedy Center for Performance Arts in DC. I mean, remember, Donald Trump is going to be hosting the next Kennedy Center honor. He has hand selected all MAGA individuals, okay, those who have supported him, saying the previous stars were also woke and just so liberal. So now it's time for me to take control, and I'm getting the right people, the right MAGA people in the Kennedy Center. I'm going to host it myself. Go, brother. Just it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Let me digress from this, y'all, because I can't. It's just it pains me to talk about this man for so long. Let me move it on to this story. I thought this was quite funny. So staying in the realm of staying in MAGA here. Did y'all hear about these two guys who had if I can find it here, there we go. You hear about these two guys that had I wouldn't say invaded, but they visited an HBCU, and they happen to be very, very MAGA, which I was like, oh, they bold. But let me go ahead and play you this soundbite here. Two young gentlemen who, in my opinion, I think is continue on the same debate tour like Charlie Kirk had done. We see other folks like Megyn Kelly is doing one, Tucker Carlson, Ben Shapiro. So many folks are doing these whole like, hey, visiting universities and doing open debates. So these two individuals happen to say, hey, look, I want to debate folks at a HBCU. And basically, and this is reported by theroot.com, MAGA activists visit Tennessee HBCU mess around and find out. Okay, let me go ahead and play this real quick.
Students upset after two conservative activists made an unannounced visit to Tennessee State University. The pair was eventually escorted off of campus by police as angry students gathered around. News 2's Kenley Hargett reports on the aftermath of that event.
If you want to talk to people who disagree with you, you go to the place where people are likely to disagree with you.
Students visibly upset at a conservative group showing up to their university unannounced. The group is on a nationwide college tour to honor Charlie Kirk and to open dialogue on various political topics. Tuesday, they chose Tennessee State University, where they set up two controversial signs in front of their table. One saying DEI should be illegal, and the other, deport all illegals now. Let's talk. I sat down with two members of the group on why they chose to come to an HBCU.
We kind of just drive places and then we end up in a city. We pick a city and then we just go to that city and then we kind of figure out what universities are there. We didn't know that TSU was an HBCU until the night before. He didn't know until we got on campus.
Students upset after two conservative activists made an unannounced
until they told him on campus.
The university has released a statement about the event, saying university policy requires any demonstration or protest activity requires advance approval and permitting. The group told me they reached out to TSU for approval, but could not reach them. They believe even if they had approval, they still would have been met with anger.
I don't know what would have been different about the situation. We probably would have been posted up in the exact same spot. The exact same people would have been on campus and they would have had the exact same mindset.
The group plans to continue their tour of speaking at colleges and universities, but they still don't plan to announce where they will speak next due to safety concerns. TSU says they will continue to uphold university policies and ensure campus remains a safe, welcoming, and orderly environment for all members of their community. Reporting in Nashville, Kenley Hargett, News 2.
To me, that is extremely disrespectful. Extremely disrespectful. Not even just disrespectful. It's dangerous on both sides, because for one, you have just two young MAGA activists. No security. All they got is a camera, and that's it. And what it is, it's a bros trip. It's a bros trip where they're like, hey, look, let's pick a random university. Let's crash it. Let's pull up a table, whatever, and just, they got a makeshift sign that they wrote out and said, come on, let's do this. It's extremely dangerous because certain words will rally up folks in a different way. Not everybody can respond. Obviously, we have political violence that exists, and I'm not saying it could lead to a loss. Well, you really just don't know, and I hate to say it like that, but you really just don't know the way our world is, because, like I said, political violence does exist. They're here saying, even if we got approved, we still would have been the same old outcome, this and the other. We're not going to share where we're going to because of safety concerns. But if you think about it, I think it's just as dangerous if you don't mention it, or if you do mention it. I think it's going to be the same response. I truly do believe that. But when I watched a longer video of when these guys arrived on campus and they were debating a squad of students, I wish I could share it, but again, due to some language that was shared, I can't share it on this show, because, as I mentioned, we're also heard on some radio airwaves. So let me go ahead and read you a little bit of this article from theroot.com. Says here that recently right-wing activist group Fearless Debates showed up at Tennessee State University campus unannounced to debate TSU students as part of the ongoing Fearless Tour, hosted by MAGA supporter Cam Higbee and David Kite. The Fearless Tour is going to different universities in an attempt to continue, as I mentioned earlier. Obviously, however, they didn't get the outcome that they expected, which I think they already was aware of that. But one student, Talia Tali, filmed the interaction on her TikTok page. The video shows students with banners that have Black Lives Matter written on them, and students who booed while the debate packed away their equipment. Now, a quote here says, "We're walking them to the door, y'all. I don't even know how they got on campus," which that's another topic for our HBCU security and law enforcement. And I'm not saying you're all bad, but I'm just saying We got to keep our, and this is not just HBCU, but this is all, at any university. We got to keep our students safe, and it has to be some stricter security restrictions and protocols. You gotta do better when it comes to this. We're gonna figure that out, but I don't know. They need to get like a trespass or like a penalty or something. That's what Talia said on her TikTok. Let's see. In the comment videos, they said, as an HBCU graduate, I'm so proud of y'all. They're there to rage bait y'all. Glad y'all didn't let them get comfortable, which is very true. They were just using their words back and forth. None of them never pushed, shoved, laid a hand. They did not, but they said, bye-bye, y'all got to go because the crowd got bigger and bigger. Prime example of the claim, to hate us but won't leave us alone. Ooh, these are the comments, y'all. These comments is juicy. Another user asked how the debaters had managed to trespass on a campus in the first place. The real question is, why were they allowed to even set up on campus? This is an administration problem. Yes, it is. I totally agree. And you need to find out who is playing in y'all faces. They got the okay. They could come and set up. This is interesting, y'all. This is interesting. I mean, hey, not a lot of people are saying it, but I'll give the two some credit for showing up on HBCU. I mean, and then they said, I didn't even know what HBCU. Of course, your group, they're unaware of HBCUs. You know what HBCU is. You don't. And the funny thing is, HBCUs, in my opinion, are some of the oldest. They're probably older than majority of the known PWIs out there. They are historically universe. They are historic universities that are currently underfunded because funding has been cut from, yep, you got it, this administration. I mean, it's so much. It's a longer conversation we could have in regards to HBCUs, to the funding aspect, to this girl said administration, to security. There's so many features. To sports. There's so much we can discuss when it comes to an HBCU. But as I mentioned, y'all, this is an interesting case. So we're going to continue to see more and more pop-ups like this happen, and we'll see what finds out. Now, I wanted to mention I wanted to play you guys this soundbite on the last topic I was discussing about the erasing of history. And so I think this is now why it's important. So let me go ahead and play this, and then we're going to head to a quick commercial break. So there's a CNN commentator. I'm blanking on her name. I think it's Allison somebody. What is her name? It's Allison somebody. I apologize. I'm blanking on her name, but she's a very familiar face on the network. And so she was on Abby Phillips' show, which is basically a debate panel program. And she was going, and she's a black woman, by the way, and she was going one-on-one with a black male. Now, listen to this black male of what he said. Just, you can kind of listen to this back and forth.
And he was black?
I am an individual. I am not a black man. I don't even know what that means. I am an individual. Race is a preposterous social construct.
Do you feel like that when you get pulled over by the police?
I do feel like that when I get pulled over by the police. You know why? Because when they talk to me, they're engaging with this vernacular. They're engaging with me in this particular way. And it's impossible to misconstrue what's going on here.
What is going on there? What is going on there? What is going on there? A different type of blackness than when somebody that actually might not have that vernacular?
I'm an individual.
Right, but what is, wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
Okay.
So you just said a lot there.
So apparently we do have time.
Okay. So you said when you were pulled over by a police as an individual who happens to have skin that is black, let's say that.
I mean,
or brown, whatever, darker than white. Okay.
Yeah.
That when they hear your vernacular, they realize what they're engaging with. And what is that?
A sophisticated individual.
And so when a black person who is pulled over that you might not deem as a sophisticated individual, how will they get engaged?
The issue would not be their race. It would be the degree of sophistication they have or don't have to navigate the situation.
And when a white person is pulled over,
again, sophistication is still the key issue.
The statistics don't support that.
I just don't.
They don't.
Go ahead, John.
So you didn't think it was black?
I am an individual. I am not a black.
Ooh, y'all. Think about that. That black man. Matter of fact, no, look, we're gonna take a commercial break. I gotta take a break. When we come back, we'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin shows. Do not go anywhere. Do not change that dial.
Jazera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazeranLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
All right, y'all. So before we went to a commercial break, I played a clip from a highlight clip from CNN's one of their programs, and it was a young lady who was a CNN commentator, political commentator. I want to say her name is Allison. I apologize. I'm and I could be blanking. Is a lovely black lady, and it was a black man that they were going back and forth with. The black man said, "I am an individual. I am not a black man. I don't even know what that means. I just don't know even what that means." Remember earlier when I was talking about the importance of knowing your history, American history? Because Black history is a part of American history. It is American. It's not a part. It is American history. And so this poor man here, if he looks in the mirror, he knows he's a man of color. All right. Now to him, he's like, I don't identify as a black man. I'm an individual. I'm a brown-skinned man. But guess what? If you are taking a test, what box do you circle? Individual? Do you permanently do you do a write-in? Individual. I mean, it's stuff like that, y'all, that just really just woo. It's important to know your history. It's important to know your history. So I wanted to play you that before we went to that commercial break. But look, let's move it on to some sports here, y'all. Let's move it on to some sports. So as I mentioned earlier in the show, that Tony Gonzalez, NFL great, NFL, one of the NFL's, in my opinion, I mean, he was number one best tight end, at least during my era. I guess those who are listening thinks otherwise, but Tony Gonzalez played he played like around 17 years in the league, had a long career. I think he played like 13 years with the he played like 13 years with the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs did not have really good years, good winning years, but Tony Gonzalez was that dude. That dude. He was a I think he was a two-sport athlete in college. He was a basketball player at, was it Georgia? Check. Let me see where Tony played at. Where do you go to school at? Tony played at University of California. So he's a Cali kid. Okay. So yeah, two-sport athlete, played 17 years in the NFL. He is NFL's all-time leader in receiving yards and receptions by a tight end. He played 12 seasons. I was close, 12 seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs, and then went on to play his last 5 years with the Atlanta Falcons. Made it close, made it to Super Bowl, but did not win. Wish he would have retired. I mean, wish he would have retired with the ring, because he was such, phenomenal player. 6'5", 247 is what they have him weighing in. I mean, athlete, man. You couldn't stop him. So he is currently a sports commentator. He does the football coverage on Amazon Prime, and he had some harsh words to say about Russell Wilson. Now, we all know Russell Wilson the past few seasons, in my opinion, has been some rocky ones. Let me go over his stats before we lead you to this recent clip that's going viral here. In his last, I'll say 4 seasons, because he played with 3 different teams in his last 4 seasons. Obviously, we all know him when he had his spectacular career with the Seattle Seahawks. They won a Super Bowl in, when did they win? They won a Super Bowl in 2014 against the Denver Broncos. They beat the brakes off the Denver Broncos 43-8. I want to say they played against that was Peyton Manning's first or second year with the Denver Broncos, and it was a harsh one. But at that time, they had the Legion of Boom. They had one of the most dominant defenses in the league at that time. But let me give you his stats his last previous season. So when he left Seattle, he signed with the Denver Broncos. Record went 4-11. Overall stats, he had 483 attempts, 292 completions. Not good. Over 3,000 yards in passing. Touchdown percentage was, I believe, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Not awful. So stats wasn't too bad. The season after that was better. He had 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, with still that completion percentage is still a bit choppy. 447 attempts with 297 completions. So far this past year, he did 1 year with the Steelers. Didn't go as good as he wanted to. And this season, this current season, they are 0-3. Now, I've watched a few of the games. Well, by the time y'all see this, they hopefully will have a dub under their belt. But lately has not been quite of a season for him. So here's what the Hall of Fame tight end had to say about Russell Wilson. Let's listen to this, y'all. Let's listen to this, because this is going viral, and I rarely see a side of Tony Gonzalez like this. But let's go ahead and check this out.
Talked about, if ever there was somebody who played himself out of a Hall of Fame, it's Russell Wilson.
Really?
And I say that because look at what's happened ever since he left Seattle. When he was in Seattle, he was the man. He was making these good plays. He won a Super Bowl, went to 2 of them. But as soon as he left there, he went to Denver, signed that big old deal. They paid him $39 million to leave. He goes to Pittsburgh, plays there 1 year. He's out of there. Now he goes here and has 3 games. I just don't know if it's going to get any better. And I don't want to see him on a sideline holding a clipboard.
So you're very much under the "what have you done for me lately" thing in taking away the first, decade of his career.
Absolutely, and I just don't think he's done himself any favors since he left Seattle. And I don't know how's it going to get back. See, like you talked about, if ever there was some.
I mean, I have never heard an analyst say something like that. Like, I never knew anybody that was literally forcing themselves out of the Hall of Fame. Like, damn, like that was harsh. You're literally walking yourself away from the Hall of Fame. And I'll give you his stats. And I'll be honest. When Russell retires, will he be first ballot? It could be questionable. I think this season will define if he'll be a first ballot. If he has a spectacular season this year and does one more, could it easily be first ballot? Because here's the thing. He has a ring. In his career, he has 10 Pro Bowls. 10 Pro Bowls. That's first ballot worthy, right? Drafted in 2012. And he's currently playing till this day. So yeah. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So he's in his 14th year in the league. Now, as a QB, QBs usually extend their career. Lately, I've been seeing the average between 15 and 17, right? I mean, Brady played 20, 21 years. Peyton Manning played, I believe 18 years. Yeah, he played 18 years now. Cam Newton did a full 11. Injury back and forth, but he has a big personality that it benefited for him. So yeah, he did 11. Phillip Rivers did 18, close to 19 seasons. I mean, there's a lot of cats that are currently in the league that has been playing for a long, long time. So hearing Tony Gonzalez say this about Russell, I think he did that also to lit a fire in Russell Wilson's tail, because some of the games, man, he had one great game that I've witnessed this season. That was against the Cowboys. He should have won it. He should have won it. And I'm not going to give him the full blame. I don't know if it was a bad route for the receiver, but in overtime, he threw a game-winning interception. And I was like, Russ, I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you, but this is hard. This is hard. But it's like, when did this shift? Is it because just during his era he had a defense to really assist him, or is it the just distraction because he happens to be, now he's been married to Sierra for years now, and she's not she's wonderful, gorgeous, nothing to be distracted, but is it just the limelight? You're married to a pop star, all these events, is it a distraction from your career? Like, what is it, Russ? What is it? Is you just not get the edge back? Is it a mental thing? Like, what is it? Because I want to see folks win. I want to see folks win, especially with our black quarterbacks out there, man. I want to see them win. I want to see them do good. I want to see them have, especially with a career like him. Like, you won a Super Bowl, bro. You won a Super Bowl. Act like it. Act like you've been a champ. Act like you've been a champ. Ladies and gents, as always, it's been a pleasure chopping up with you all. Be sure to continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights, wherever you get your podcasts, as well as on the digital platforms, streaming platforms, and radio airwaves. Peace and blessing, y'all. Make sure you go out there and vote. Vote, vote, vote. See y'all next time. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.